Welcome to Lore Idea. Now you might be wondering, what is this show? What am I doing here? So this is Lore Idea in a nutshell. Basically, it's me trying to come up with lore for characters, items, locations that haven't been particularly explored on in canon as far as I know of. So this is basically fan fiction. Yes, but it's more dignified, I'd like to think. I at least try to fit in the tone of the universe and try to fit into canon. I.e., I don't throw a Days of Our Lives plotline into Toy Story. I try to make sure it could reasonably exist in the universe I'm talking about. Also, I do try to fit into canon so we don't get situations where the Goombas look like this. Now, I don't know every single detail for every single series. I don't have that much free time. So be kind if I don't know a few small details here or there. Although I'm usually sure I'm not going to break canon, I do my little bit of research. Now, this is similar to another video I did, the Pokemon War video, where I did try to add story to one of the most talked about fan theories in the Pokemon community. This also has a semblance to my pitch series, where I try to make shows based off an already existing property. But this is going to be more focused on just one item, and just tries to expand on that one particular thing. Also, this video is going to iron out that style of those videos more, so think of it as the official pilot. With that being said, let's get started. Quick reminder, none of this is canon, it's just more of a creative exercise. Don't take any of this stuff too seriously. The Koopa Troopa is one of the most recognizable video game characters, and the most recognizable Mario minion after the Goomba. But what are they? Why do they serve Bowser? What did they get from serving him? Well, let's come up with some fan lore. Now, let's establish what the Koopas are. They are a turtle-like race that inhabit Mario World. They are a common species, appearing in most Mario adventures. So they seem to be a widespread species that can survive in every climate. So this is an adaptable species. And seeing that they do come in large numbers, we can assume they reproduce quite a bit. But there's not just one type of Koopa Troopas. There are other kinds existing in the Mario universe, which we will discuss now. The two Koopa subspecies are the green Koopas and the red Koopas. While there's nothing to suggest that there's much difference aside from their coloring, there is more to it. These creatures have different levels of intelligence. Red Koopas would be seen as the smarter of the two, since green Koopas have a bad habit of walking off cliffs, while red Koopas can turn around and not fall off. There's also another variant of the Koopa species, the Para-Koopa, which can fly. These species have the same green and red intelligence levels, with the red being smarter of the two. Now you could be wondering, why don't they just breed the red Koopas non-stop, seeing those Koopas are smarter than their green counterparts?
Good question.
I would say red Koopas are a rare breed in the sense that greens are more common, either because of genetics, or the greens just breed more than the reds. Alone, the red Koopas are not enough to build a sizable army, but the greens make up with this due to their sheer numbers. A random number, I would say for every red Koopa, there are probably like dozens of green troopers to take up arms. This could also explain the Para-Troopas. They are not as common as their wingless green counterparts, hence why we don't see them as much as we do the other Koopas. Now, some of you might bring up dry bones. The Koopa Troopa, that's just bones. Well, I personally don't consider those to be a different species of Koopas. They are dead Koopas, with only their bones, no flesh. But I want to add on a few details to flesh out the dry bones. What if they're only the dead versions of the red Koopa? It does make sense when you think about it. Dry bones can turn back around and avoid falling lava. Same intelligence the red Koopas have. But they suffer from the same problem the reds have, and their own problem. There are not as many dry bones since the population of the reds is small compared to the green population. But there's also the problem of bringing Koopas back from the dead. Presumably, you would need plenty of magic to make an undead creature, since, reviving the dead is kind of hard. So if you want to make an army of dry bones at a regular sized Koopa army, you would need an unimaginable amounts of magic. something that I suspect Bowser doesn't have enough to spare. Also keep in mind, most of the time when you see a dry bones, they're in the castles. There are rare times where you can see the dry bones outside, but the vast majority are in the castle. This leads me to suspect that dry bones can't leave the castle. I would have that dry bones are attached to a particular castle. The magic that brought them back to life is only able to be used at the location they were revived at. So if they try to leave the castle, they just fall apart. Occasionally, one dry bones could leave for a Mario Kart or party, that would require too much energy to apply, even for a small army. So they are like guards for a castle, since they are still powerful minions due to their immortality. Now that I fleshed out what the Koopas are, let's discuss why they would serve Bowser. Now, I have both a motive and a backstory for the Koopas to explain why they serve Bowser. I would have it that Bowser promises them, "Hey, I will give you the secrets to do cool stuff." Essentially, he'll teach them how to use magic, but he won't give them resources. They are on their own in that regard, but that doesn't bother them too much since they still gain the knowledge. I should note that multiple times throughout the games, there are Koopa Troopers that are on their own, basically neutral or helpful to Mario at times. I would have it to be a bit of a divide between the Koopas, but not in the sense that they have an active hatred for the other side for not helping Bowser or Mario. It's more or less they are just doing their jobs, and they don't particularly believe in Bowser or Mario. It's more of trying to get the stuff they want to do, regardless of what they have to do. They don't believe in Bowser's cause, they just are doing it for what they could get from it. But it's more common for the Koopas to be Mario's enemy than his friend, since more often than not, the Koopas are with Bowser, although, like I said, majorities just work for Bowser, not out of loyalty, but just as an agreement for knowledge. It's just business for them, and there are Koopas that are willing to help out Mario. Although there could be many other reasons why the Koopas would work for Bowser. And that's how I would flesh out the Koopa Troopas. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Any feedback is welcomed. Suggest more characters or items that you would like me to have band speculation and fan lore about. Now this is a bit of a fun exercise. I like it. Thank you for watching, and have yourself a nice day. Like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.